So, what if I told you the secret to a super productive day isn't about cramming more stuff in? What if it's about working with your body's natural energy instead of constantly fighting against it? Well, that's the really powerful idea we're going to dive into today with the 17-hour perfect day formula. But, before we can build that perfect day, we've got to talk about what it's replacing. And for, well, most of us, that's what you might call the out of sync day. Oh man, you know this feeling. It's 3 p.m., you sit down to tackle some huge project, and your brain just feels like it's wading through sludge. Or you try to wind down at night, but your mind is just racing, maybe from that late afternoon coffee. That right there, that's the feeling of being out of sync. It's when you're working against your natural rhythm instead of flowing with it.
But what if you could actually design your day to avoid all that friction? What if you could line up your tasks with your energy and just create this amazing sense of flow? Well, that is exactly the promise of the perfect day formula.
So, what is it really? Simply put, it's a framework for those 17 or so hours you're awake. But here's the key. This is not just another rigid time management hack. Nope. Think of it as an energy management system. It's designed to help you work smarter by matching the right kind of activity to the right mental state. And this right here lays out the core idea perfectly. The formula breaks our day down into 4 distinct energy phases: activation, focus, connection, and reflection. I love this. Think of them like the 4 seasons of your day. So let's dive into each one. We're going to start with the first 2 phases, and these are all about high energy and high output. This is the doing and creating part of your day, when you're really on fire. So everything kicks off with phase 1, activation. It's just like that first domino in a long line. How you begin your day really sets the path for everything that comes after. Now, what's so important to get here is that this phase is not about jumping straight into your email inbox. It's the total opposite of that. It's all about priming your engine, warming up your mind and your body before you really hit the gas on your biggest tasks. So what does this actually look like in real life? Honestly, it can be incredibly simple. We're talking about getting a little morning sunlight to set your body's internal clock, hydrating with a big glass of water, maybe taking just 10 minutes to plan out your priorities, or doing some light exercise. The goal here is to build positive momentum, not create more stress. Okay, so once you've activated your mind and body, you are ready to channel that new energy. And that brings us right into phase 2, focus. This is your golden time. Seriously. For most people, our peak brain power hits in the morning. So this phase is about fiercely, and I mean fiercely, protecting that resource for the work that needs your deepest concentration and creativity. This means you turn off the notifications, you close all those unnecessary tabs, you basically create a little fortress of solitude around your attention, and you tackle that one big thing, whether it's writing a report, coding a new feature, or thinking through a really complex strategy. You're using your highest quality energy for your highest impact work. It just makes sense. So you can start to see this clear split in the day's structure, right? The first half, activation and focus, is all about output. But come on, you can't maintain that kind of intensity all day long. Nobody can. So the second half of the day is all about shifting gears into recharge and recovery. It's about being and processing. And that brings us to the second half of the formula. And let's be super clear, these recovery phases are just as crucial for a perfect day as the high-energy ones. Don't skip these. Think about it. After a few hours of intense solo focus, your brain is just craving a different kind of stimulation. And that is where phase 3, connection, comes into play. This is such a crucial insight. While your deep analytical energy might be fading in the afternoon, your social and creative energy is often still pretty high. This makes it the perfect time for team meetings, brainstorming, or networking calls. You're shifting from that intense solo work to a more collaborative energy. So these activities are less about a heavy cognitive load and more about interaction. This could be catching up with a colleague, having a meaningful dinner with your family, or even working on a creative hobby. It's really about refueling your spirit through human interaction. And finally, to properly close out the day, we get to the most overlooked, but maybe the most powerful phase of all, reflection. This phase is absolutely not about squeezing in one last bit of work.
It is about consciously putting a period at the end of the day's sentence. It's how you process what happened, calm your nervous system, and just signal to your mind and body that it's time to rest and repair. And this can be as simple as 5 minutes of journaling, reading a real book, not a screen, or just tidying up your space for tomorrow. The absolute key here is to disconnect from screens and all that high stimulus stuff and just allow your mind to gently power down. So when you put all these 4 phases together, what you get is a blueprint. But it's not for some rigid, suffocating schedule. It's for a day that's designed to flow with you, not against you. And this right here really is the most important takeaway. This is not a one-size-fits-all prescription. Your focus phase might be late at night if you're a night owl. Your connection activities will be totally unique to your life. The real goal is to listen to your own energy and build a structure that supports it. So I'll just leave you with this question. What's one small change you can make tomorrow? Maybe it's just protecting that first hour for true activation, or moving your meetings to the afternoon. What's the one small shift that could bring your day into a more natural and, a more perfect rhythm?